Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's February 17th, Monday in Chengdu City. I'm sitting in a friend's tattoo shop. Right across the road, there is a kindergarten, and the neighborhood, the the people on the streets, cars more, getting more jam than yesterday, the previous days, which is the holidays, like the winter holiday, the spring festival came to an end. And today is the day to mark the beginning of the new semester. The new semester, man. And we have been out here reading Hayek's Constitution of Liberty. We've been reading Hayek for over 3 weeks now. We finished the part one, freedom, and it's very fun, very fun to read, you know, and really enjoyed it. I had to say I really enjoyed my reading, and I am very happy that I actually got in touch with what I'm reading now, and I guess it's always some type of calling inside that is urging me to get on the road, to hop on the journey of the understanding my existence and the as a human being in the world. What is it like? What is it really? How's it came about? And also I'm drinking coffee tea, which is quite strong now. I felt this is the first day I drink this, and it tastes good actually. It tastes pretty good. And so, with that introduction, I think we will start reading right away, or should we expand on review, do some reviewing on the stuff we read yesterday? Because yesterday when we are starting the streaming, we did that for the day before yesterday, and it's a good review because the day before yesterday it was the beginning of unit 11, the origin of laws. So there are a lot of key facts that I did not know about, and and after reading chapter 11, I get to know these these very important events in history that shape the course of this like lawmaking culture. This law with the people. It's amazing. It is just amazing. Shortly, it's a very amazing thing. And for some reason, um, TikTok China just cut me off yesterday and gave me a 24 hours penalty for not streaming. I don't know why, but that was what happened. And so now I switched to Instagram. And hello, Instagram. Good to see you guys. And hopefully, everybody having a good time. This is me streaming myself reading books. It's a new project in the new year, and we think we need some new inspirations. We need to keep reading, educating ourselves to be a better human being. If you get what I'm saying. Actually, I like this coffee tea. You should try it. Like the coffee tea, really good, pretty cool. Okay, enough talking. Let's start reading. Yeah, it's my favorite part of the day. In the morning, reading some books. Yeah, that's what's up. Mm, okay, well, so yesterday we finished chapter 11, the origin of laws, the origin of laws, and from that chapter, I learned that these laws, humanitarian laws, gradually come into beings through history, especially in the Western history, since the ancient Greek, right? They had this type of law, constitution, and then the Romans copied it and then made it a little bit different. And then from Romans, there was East Roman Empire in the sixth century. Had a new law and pushing it forwards, and then when it comes to 12th century in England, there was this Magna Carta is, I think, it's the it's coming from history where people are fighting for their rights, right? And it just seems that these ideas and inspirations and these cultures and nations existed, had these documents recorded in time, therefore giving us insights to the evolution of civilizations. Or maybe it's just one big lie. It's just somebody or some people just crafted it out. They just made it up. Like, oh, we had this, and this was like that. I can tell a story whole day, right? The problem is my story don't have any legitimacy because I am nobody. Like, nobody take my word for it, right? But if a king said, hey, there was this, and this is that is this, and then people will be like, oh, hey, look, the king is talking about this, and that. We probably should give him some credits for it. Yeah. And they just And then the legends, the stories are created. People are buying things they never heard of, never seen for themselves, but just taking it from someone else who supposedly in a hierarchy, higher level in the hierarchy to tell you what was it. So skepticism here comes in. The skepticism comes very handy in these situations when you are being told in certain informations. With the skepticism, you should ask, really, what's the source, what's the origin, where, how can you prove your statement, right? That is the very good way to analyze the information is coming into you. You cannot just let in and then become you have to process it. For example, like we have a total stranger coming into the store, and then we gonna have a communication. It is a very spontaneous act of a communication, but at the same time is a very old thing to do, because in our DNAs we already possess this way of communicating with each other in a social setting. So we kind of like, we all know what to do and what not to, like certain, like conventional ways to say hi, welcome, come in, and what's up. And and then we use verbal exchanges. We use verbal information to exchange ideas and see what we can do for each other. And whatever I say, the stranger coming into the store is not going to take it and do it. He's going to analyze it. This person is going to analyze what I said, and if it's beneficial for him, he will do it. And if it's not, he won't do that thing I told him. For example, he's coming in and I say, "Hey, sweep the floor." He's like, "No, I'm not going to sweep the floor, thank you." Right? And if he's coming in, I say, "Welcome. Just enjoy yourself. Just take a look, see what we have." And then he'd be like, "Oh, yeah, sure, I can do that." And then he will choose the information he's getting in and then use it by making choices in his actions, right? And it also depends on how I provide the information to him, like what type of information I'm providing. And but the point was like, whatever I offer you, you need to be skeptic about it and then think about it for yourself, for your own good, and then use the beneficial part and discard the, like, harmful part of the information. That's just the way it is. And speaking about skepticism, there's rationalism and what else do we have? Another way of thinking: rationalism, skepticism, and imperialism. Imperialism is a very cool way too. It's basically the father of science. Like, the science comes because of skepticism, rationalism, and the imperialism. Imperialism is basically, look, if we're going to study something, we need to look at it, smell it, hear it, and just be studying it 24/7 for the whole year to see what it does, right? And then we write down notes, do all these things that is we didn't know previously, and then just go, yeah, okay, we can do it. And well, you know, that's just the way of imperialism. And with all these different way of thinking, the skills of thinking, how we gonna do, how we gonna better our situation in the society, individually and collectively. I think the collective effort comes after, way after your individual effort. So, to put it this way, you want to play the game, first put down the work, right? You have to put down the work to be prepared enough to play the game, right? And then when you're playing the game is on, you'll see other players like in the same level or higher or lower. It doesn't matter. When you're in the game, you see people like yourself a lot who's also in the game, and you're going to work with them, you're going to cooperate with them, you're going to create wisdom, things that you can do or not. You basically just spending your life energy into this game and hoping to craft it in a better way, coming out better. I think one thing is absolute, that when you're coming into the game and then you do your thing, and when you getting out, when it's time for you to leave, the game got better. That's your biggest achievement. The legends that changed the game, that higher the level of the game, those people who changed the game are the legends, because they put so much work into it that nobody else did, and they basically push the whole generation forwards by putting these works together and then providing it to the public for access. And when you see that, everybody, when anyone in the game who recognize the game, that is going to see, oh man, look, he's doing this, and it's definitely inspiring me. Well, hell yeah, I'm gonna do my best. And somehow you see that's going to become a chain reaction, a butterfly effect, if you say, like, that's going to change a lot. Of course, there's always like these negative forces, challenges, and evil forces like going against it, right? That's the spiritual struggle of spiritual warfare in people's mind, in our mind. We are not good or bad people. It's the circumstances making us good and bad, right? If I am rich as fuck, I don't have to be bad because I am rich. The environment I'm living is rich, resourceful. I'm very resourceful in the environment I am living in. So I don't have to be bad. I don't want to be bad. And I can be good by helping others because I have enough resource for myself, and I can help, I can share with people. That's in that situation, in this rich environment, there is not no way that I can be bad unless I am hurting other people, unless I am putting my needs above someone else's needs and then hurting these people against his will. Then I am that bad person. And that is when I commit the law of violating other people's right as human beings. And that's when the law comes in to say, hey, you broke the law by, you know, just violating someone else's right. You need to be punished. That's the social contract we are in. And the social contract we are in is also, when that happens in the society broadly, there is not enough consciousness for it to happen. There go these justice just become unjust. The justice nobody claims for justice. The weak being violated by the strong, by the rich, and then these cycles just keep going. The because the weak cannot defend themselves in a right way, that they just become slave. of the strong and the rich. And that goes on, and then the whatever law and these justice you're talking about is just going to trash. It's going to trash, and it's a reality, and it happens a lot all around the world, everywhere where there is power and coercion, and there is not enough freedom. People suffer because other people who can violate your right, because there is no law limiting them for doing that. They can always, even though there's law, they can always challenge the law by committing crimes against humanity, against other people, and then they're just gonna get your share of whatever evil deeds they done. They're gonna take some pleasure out of it, and the pleasure out of it, one is the committing of that crime, and also the not being caught and not being put into charges is the thing, the thrill they enjoy, because hey, look, I didn't caught, nobody can caught me. And that's because there's not enough people who has just minds, who has strong will, who has decency and respect towards a human being, like the human rights. There's not enough people give a shit about other people, so the people can just take advantage from each other in ways, and it's just a ongoing struggle forever, man, forever. The only thing everybody can do is just do the best for themselves. And in the history of mankind, we saw so many people who tried their best. Napoleon was nobody in a small village, and then fight his way to become the emperor of France and Spain. This person who showed the potential of human will, right? The potential of human being. From nobody becomes somebody, from zero to hero. Napoleon made it, right? But what he done? Like, what what did it change? Did it change anything? It definitely changed a lot of things. A lot of things has changed, and this person definitely changed the history. And the question is, when he left, when he's gone, is the world a better place or a worse place before he comes? Is it becoming better or worse? That's the net value of this person. You coming to this world, and somehow just a little net value that you produce made a world a slightly better version of it, become a better world. That's where the common people who following the law, the traditional concepts and values, upholding, working towards that goal, they're just practicing it. And I felt it's very fun to think about it, to talk about it, and to really share whatever in my mind. Like, I felt that in this environment I'm living, to be honest, I can't talk to a lot of people. There's a very few people I can talk to, and then when you find yourself in an environment that you can't really communicate or talk in the same awareness or similar consciousness as you have, and you felt very, I don't know, um isolated. Yeah, I think that's the word. Isolated. I felt isolated, man. And I'm not. I don't. I don't find a way to see them. And here we go. That's when I find reading fun. That's when I find reading fun, people, because I finally felt that I am talking to somebody and then this somebody is making sense. And which is Hayek and his book Freedom of the Constitution of Freedom. So here we go. We're going to keep reading this book. And for the For the past yesterday, we finished chapter 11, the origin of laws, and came into the chapter 12, which is the American Constitution, the constitutionalism that has shaped the world in a way. The contribution of United States constitutionalism, 宪法制度, all right? And I think I'm not going to get back and read all that, but I will read the beginning of the chapter just to remind you what type of mindset I am preparing us to be in. And then we will get to the section 4 straight away. So here we go. Here we are. It's the Lord Acton. Okay, and I'm gonna read the Chinese version and then the English version, and then we'll go into section 4. In 欧洲似乎无法成为自由国家的家园，人们应当自己管自己的事。全国因为国家的行为向上天负责。这样一些简单明了的思想，这些长期以来一直锁在孤独的思想家的心中，并藏在拉丁文的卷宗中的思想，正是从美洲进发出来，像一个征服者一样，遍及于这些思想，以人权的名义，注定要征服世界。Europe seemed incapable of becoming the home of free states. It was from America that the plain ideas that men ought to mind their own business and that the nation is responsible to heaven for the acts of state, ideas long locked in the breast of solitary thinkers and hidden among Latin folios, for burst forth like a conqueror upon the world they were destined to transform under the title of the rights of man. Rights of man. Under the title of the rights of man. Lord Acton. There you go, Lord Acton. And then let's get to section 4. 自独立宣言起到联邦宪法形成架构为止，自独立宣言起到联邦宪法形成架构为止，这当中的11年是新的13州对宪法制度的原则进行试验的时期。在某些方面，他们各自的宪法甚至比最后的联邦宪法更能明白地显现出，在多大程度上对政府一切权力加以限制是宪法制度的目的。在多大程度上对政府一切权力加以限制是宪法制度的目的。这一点尤其可以从这些宪法无论在何处都把不可侵犯的个人权利放在突出地位这一事实中看出来。这些权利都被一一列出，或则作为这些宪法性文件的一部分，或则单独形成一些权利法案。虽然这些权利有许多只不过是将殖民地人民早已在事实上享有的权利再重申一下而已，或只不过是一些人以为自己一向应该享有的权利，而且其他一些权利的大多数则只是针对一些正在争议中的问题匆匆草率表述的。然而，这些列出的权利都清楚地明显显示出宪法制度对美国人来说究竟意味着什么。这些列出的权利时而在这里，时而在那里，为缔造日后的联邦宪法的大部分原则做了预先准备。所有人的主要关心之点都正如那先于1780年马赛诸塞州宪法的人权法案所表达的，就是政府应该是法律的政府，而不是人的政府。这里有一个注释啊，马赛诸塞宪法第1部分第30条，虽然这一条文并没有在约翰亚当斯起草的原稿中出现，但它同亚当斯的思想是完全合拍的。也就是他所说的法律的政府，而不是人的政府。The 11 years between the Declaration of Independence and the framing of the federal constitution were a period of experimentation by the 13 new states with the principle of constitutionalism. In some respects, their individual constitutions show more clearly than the final constitution of the Union how much the limitation of all governmental power was the object of constitutionalism. This appears, above all, from the prominent position that was everywhere given to inviolable individual rights, which were listed either as part of these constitutional documents or as separate bills of rights, though many of them were no more than restatements of the rights which the colonists had in fact enjoyed or thought they had always been entitled to, and most of the others were formulated hastily, with reference to issues currently under dispute. They show clearly what constitutionalism meant to the Americans. In one place or another, they anticipate most of the principles that were to inspire the federal constitution. The principal concern of all was, as the Bill of Rights preceding the Constitution of Massachusetts of 1780 expressed it, that the government should be a government of laws and not of men. 这些权利法案之中，最著名的一个即《弗吉尼亚权利法案》，它是早在独立宣言之前就起草并通过的，而且是以英国和殖民地的一些先例为模式的。它不但成了其他各州权利法案的蓝本，而且也成了1789年法国的人权与公民权利宣言的蓝本。而且通过这一点，成了欧洲所有类似的文件的蓝本。实质上，美国各州的各个权利法案及其主要规定，现在已是人共知晓的了。但是，这些规定中的一些仅仅偶尔出现的规定，却值得一提。例如，禁止制定有追溯既往效力的法律。这一条出现在4个州的权利法案中，禁止制定有追溯既往效力的法律。又例如，禁